What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I got to have that Teej pack. Teej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun. And a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Teej Henley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Henley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Teej Henley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Teej Henley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Teej pack. Feel the Teej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels, and I am excited to be before you guys today. What's happening, friends and family? What's the word? Thunderbird. What's going on, y'all? Yo, I want to give a special acknowledgement to Aconsola out there in Ohio. Shout out to my Ohio family in the building. I appreciate you. Sent me these my Detroit Crocs. Let me show y'all what's going on over here. Well, first let me show you this one because this is the one that I'm closest to. So shout out to my Sconies, the 8 Miles. They got all of the stuff. They got the Detroit Red Wings, Little Caesars Arena, the Lions up here. Got the dollar sign, got the 8 Mile up and down the side. And then on the other one, you got the 7 Mile with the Detroit logo, the Detroit Pistons. Thank you, Aconsola. I appreciate you for sending these to me. I will be wearing these. You know, I wore Crocs for the first time. For the very first time, I wore Crocs when I went and visited my brother over in Florida this past weekend. And I didn't know that this thing right here was supposedly able to make you run faster. So now you can put this on and you can run faster. This the speed thing or whatever it is. It's crazy. So shout out to my people that continue to hold me down. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for sending me my Detroit themed Crocs. You are very, very, very much appreciated. Thank you. Nothing goes unnoticed. I also want to give a special shout out to my dog, Mike That Dude. Shout out to Mike That Dude for continuing to hold me down on Cash App. And I want to give a couple early acknowledgments to some super chats. Shout out to Shen C. Shen C says, hope you late because you were ordering that DJ Pocket 3 Big Dog. That thing looked real official. I haven't seen it. I have not seen it yet. Shout out to Shen C. I appreciate you for holding me down, Shen C. Dewan Alfred says, what up, Anton? Good morning. You changing people. That's the goal, right? That's the goal. I appreciate you, Devon. Thank you, my friend. The court of public opinion says, what's your thoughts on data scientists slash engineering? I know you recommend cloud engineering. I think you should go into cloud engineering. I think you should go into cloud engineering. I don't have a problem with anybody becoming any type of engineer, especially a data scientist. I think that you will make way more money and you will be much more profitable. This is just my personal opinion as a cloud engineer. Don't skirt, push, go into cloud engineering, and let's continue to rock. So I appreciate everybody that continue to rock with me. My dog, Jay Woodfin, just sent me this. Let me look at this really quickly. Shout out to Jay Woodfin. I'm going to airdrop this. I almost thought about getting an Android to go along with my iPhone for my second phone because all of y'all know I carry two different phones or whatever. Let me airdrop this to myself. I guess we can pivot and we can share this. Let me see what is happening out here in these streets. Airdrop to the Mac. I know Apple got an event coming up on the 30th, so that should be interesting. I'm going to read the rest of the super chat shortly. Shout out to the Court of Public Opinion. I appreciate you. Let me drop this up on the screen, and I want to get y'all thoughts. Jay Woodfin just sent this to me, and I actually seen Anthony Brian Logan. Shout out to Anthony Brian Logan. Spoke to this a little bit. Says, group of ladies make a list. Oh, let me get it up here. Group of ladies make a list of places men shouldn't take women on a first date. This is something that I think I'll mine through on Wednesday night. So let's go through it. What are the places that men should not take women on a first date? Cheesecake Factory is number 1. Number 2, Applebee's. Number 3, Chili's. Number 4, Chipotle. Number 5, Olive Garden. It looked like number 1 through 5. 1 through 5, it looked like y'all not going to be eating. You know, ironically enough, I agree with this list. You know why I agree with this list? Because I don't think that you should take a woman to eat. You need to eat before you come, baby girl. You need to eat before you come because you're not getting nothing. Your stomach going to be growling because ain't no way in hell you going to be putting me in your phone as food. Fellas, since we going to start off like that, fellas, this is what my suggestion is for y'all. Do not take her to any restaurant whatsoever. At all. 1 through 5 is all places that they don't want to go to. I'm okay with that. Toy says, so what are college people are supposed to do? I had a conversation about this on my other channel, and I'm going to give you the game. So I was talking to my unc. Shout out to unc. I should call him. I think I'm going to call him right now. You know me, I like to call people.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on? This is Anton.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, you busy? I'm on a live stream.
Sorry, I'm busy. I'm all right. What's going on?
You sound like you got a lot going on in the background.
Always. That's what make a man strong is work.
All right, I got a couple questions to ask you. Remember, I'm on a live stream, but I got a couple of questions to ask you because we was chilling over the weekend when I came to visit you down in Florida. You recently moved to Florida. But I was asking you some questions because how long have you been married again?
28 years.
So you've been married 28 years, right? Yep. And for the people that are listening to this is one of my mentors. This is one of the people who played a very significant role in my life, along with my father and the rest of my pastors and everybody that's played a role in my life. And I was asking you a question, and you gave me an answer that I was cracking up at when we was just talking over breakfast a few days ago. And I asked you, I said, where did you take a girl when you would take her out on a date? And you had me cracking up. Do you remember what you said?
Yeah. would take them, like, I'd go to Home Depot. Back then it was called Handy Andy. But it was a home improvement store. And we walk around and I show them the bathtub and the lights and tell them about how we was going to build this house together and what it was going to have in it. You got to think about that. And it was a time when you 18, 19, 20 years old, you broke, and you're trying to make the most of every moment. And honestly, I think they enjoyed that better than going to a movie where you can't talk.
I agree.
Or sitting at a restaurant and ordering the same food that you're going to order all over again. And it wasn't just about being cheap. A lot of it was just in the phone and getting to know each other.
Yeah, yeah. I was cracking up when you told me that. But thanks. I appreciate you. I'm glad that you was able to share. I don't want to interrupt you. Let me get back to the show.
All right, man.
All right, bye. Hey, if she don't want to go to Lowe's or Home Depot on the first date, then sucks for you. See, I was raised differently. I was raised completely differently. We were not raised to go and take women out to eat or to go to the show or to take them to Roof Chris. We weren't raised to even date prior to getting married. The idea for us was to network effectively. And then when you found people that were around you that were like-minded, that were equally yoked, that was going into the same spaces that we were going into. We were raised that marriage is forever. We were raised to never get a divorce. We were raised not to even entertain the possibility of dealing with these women for the streets, right? So when we finally did start dating, which we didn't even start dating until we were practically married, the things that we did was a little bit different. We dreamed. We started to set our goals. We had completely different conversations when it came to what our objective was, and it had nothing to do with sex. Had nothing to do with feeding you. Had nothing to do with what you thought that you was going to get from us. We wasn't going to the clubs. We wasn't doing any of that. And so when I look at this list, it absolutely tickles me. It tickles me because you're going to come to Home Depot with me. And the only reason you're going to Home Depot is not even so I can see where your mind is or so we can dream together. It's because I was already working on my house. And so if you want to tag along with me in order to see what I'm going to pick up, because I got to go through the plumbing aisle and I also got to go and check out, I got to pick up this tool because I need this in order to make my job a little bit easier. I got to go over to lumber. We might have to pick up some drywall. And you're going to help me carry this lumber over into the truck. If you're not willing to help me carry the lumber into the truck, then what are we talking about? Listen, if you're not looking to carry this lumber, help me carry this lumber and drop it over into the truck so that I can get it back over to the crib, then you shouldn't even be hanging with me in the first place. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. So I'm different. We were raised different. And I know that the black community don't necessarily care for the way that Anton moves, or they think that they know what being successfully married looks like. But that's because y'all keep taking y'all advice from celebrities and women that look like this on the internet, and they don't know they right from they left. They don't even know how to read past the third grade level, but they're willing to tell you what you're supposed to do in order to entertain them for a date that they not even going to really put out for at the end of the night. The things that we celebrate and the things that we think are awesome are trash. The culture, trash. Community, trash. Mindset, trash. Continuing to celebrate these celebrities thinking as though they know what it is that you need in order to be successful, and y'all keep talking back and forth with people and thinking that you know what vetting a wife or vetting a woman or what you need to look for, and keep on dating these women on these apps. Look at this trash list. How a woman gonna tell you what you can't do when you the one that's invited her and she should be happy to even be in your presence in the first place? I'm not gonna elaborate on this too much because I'm gonna use this list. And I'm gonna talk about this Wednesday. It's Wednesday night, right? It's Wednesday night? All right. What's number 6? The movies? Your house? You can't find out where I live. Why would I take you to my crib on a first date? I don't even want you to know where I live. I don't even want you to. Why? So you can set me up? Any fast food chain, please. You going straight to Sonic and you getting you a slushie. If you ain't down for a slushie at Sonic, we don't even want to talk. Let me continue. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wingstop. Why y'all keep eating so much? That's why women are heavier than men today. All y'all want to do is eat. Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP. IHOP was a spot. IHOP was a spot that you went to after everything else was closed and you ain't want to go home at night. And so you kept the conversation going. And so y'all all went over to IHOP because it was 24 hours at the time. Denny's, that was another IHOP. The gym, church. Oh, if you're not willing to go to church with me, then we ain't got nothing to talk about. Because if you ain't willing to get that Holy Spirit in your core, hallelujah, then ain't nothing for us to do. Listen. I'm a nerd. At the end of the day, I am very, very happy and comfortable being a nerd. Let me read the rest of this. Starbucks. Yep, that look like the best you're going to get is Starbucks. Because Starbucks is expensive. Coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions, movie nights. Man, get this out of my face. I'm not even going to entertain this right now. We're going to discuss this tonight. Because it is going to be an incredible live stream. Make sure that y'all tune into the live stream on it. Now they keep talking about flying chicks out. Flying you out? I ain't never even met you before. I don't even know what you smell like. Your hair might stink. And I'm supposed to fly you out? Don't worry about it. I want to bring you to church. I want to bring you, not even to the non-denominational, to the white churches. I want to bring you to the church. Because I want to see what your reaction going to be like when you see people fall out once they get touched over the head. Hallelujah. I want to see what your reaction going to be like once they put you on your knees and they start telling you to tarry for the Holy Ghost. See, you don't know nothing about our lives. See, I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm not going to be PC with you. I'm going to tell you this. We invited our chicks over to come to church, and you had to praise the Lord. You going to shout just like everybody. Oh, you too cool to shout? She ain't the one. Oh, you too cool. Oh, the God is too much for you to praise. Don't worry about it. Send that hoe up there to go get some prayer. Get that demon up out of her spirit. Y'all ever seen that video on the internet where the lady was allegedly coughing up the... See, you don't know nothing about that. We gonna put you down in order for you to get the Holy Ghost. Saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, speaking in other tongues as the Spirit of God give utterance. Yeah. See, y'all too busy trying to take these hoes over the roof. Chris, I'm going to take you to Jesus Christ. It's a little bit different. You going to take her to roof, Chris? I'm going to take her to Jesus Christ. Hallelujah. 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 They're going to prophesy over your life. They're going to talk about all of the stuff that you did in your past, and you're going to become a believer that same day. Yeah, we're going to talk about it tonight. Make sure you tune into the Anton Daniels channel. That link is in the description. We're going to get to it. See, I'm going to give y'all the real. I'm not going to give y'all none of this rapper stuff. I'm not going to give you none of this sauce. I'm not going to give you what they giving you inside of the manosphere. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is that I've done in my life because I don't have time for the games. I have time for telling you what you need in order to get to the spaces that you're supposed to be in, because I'm going to show you how to vet for them effectively. If she too good for God, then she too good to come home. If she too good for God, I don't want the devil sitting in my household. If you too good for God, then you too good to be eating my food that's in my refrigerator. If you too good for God, then why would I go ahead and spend money on the devil? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're going to get to it tonight. It's going to be an incredible live stream. Make sure y'all streaming on that Anton Daniels tonight. 9:30, 9:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there. Be there so we can cast some devils out. You know what I'm saying? Keep on falling away from God. Talking about I need to get my life together. He ain't never forgot you, but you want to keep forgetting him? Hold on, let me stop for a minute. How come y'all keep falling away from God, but God ain't never... You expect for him to answer your prayers immediately, but you ain't talked to him in years. Whenever you get into a crisis, whenever you get into a situation, I know y'all don't want me to talk about this on the Millionaire Morning Show, but I don't care. Whenever you get into a situationship, whenever you have a self-inflicted wound, every time that you short on money or every time that a dude kick you out of his house, all of a sudden you want to call on God. You found your way. You remember where you came from. Why y'all keep forgetting God and everything that y'all do, but you expect for him to remember you every single time you call out for his name? Depart from me, I never knew you. Why do y'all expect to be blessed, but you ain't never sent up a prayer or said a thank you for the things that he done already did for you? Every single day you do the things that's the worst for you. You give yourself over to the devil, but you expect for God to answer your phone call. So what? God is your side chick now? God is a side hoe? You treat God like your side chick, but the devil is your main chick. God is a side chick, but the devil is your main chick, right? So you spend all of your time when it's convenient with the side chick. You hit the side chick up when you down and out. When he leave you and you can't find your drawers in the morning, then you want to give God what's left of you at the end of the week. See, you didn't know, and this is how the devil works. Let me tell you how life and society works. We're supposed to be operating on a Sunday through Saturday schedule. Sunday is supposed to be the day that's reserved for God after you observed the Sabbath on Saturday, in which you then allow for yourself to put God first so that you can get your week started off right. That's why you so tired on a Monday, because you keep starting your day on a Monday and you ain't even acknowledging what it is that was created for you in order for you to thrive and get your week started off right. And that's why I'm so lit on a Monday and you just now getting yourself together and trying to gather yourself. You still trying to recover because the weekend was really supposed to be the week beginning. You're supposed to be allocating time for the thing that's best for you. But you decided that you wanted to give everything that you got over into the devil. And so what happens is God gets your leftovers. And God is tired of being left over. He tired of being left over. He tired of being looked at as a side chick. You looked at God as your side hoe. You treated him like your side hoe. But he's supposed to treat you like the main one. Of all of the 9 billion people on this earth and all of the animals and every single thing that he created, you supposed to be special, right? Everything you do, how is it that, I didn't know I was going to go here. Jay Woodfin wanted to send that to me. How is it that you think that God is supposed to use you when the devil get done with you? So the devil has no more use for you. He's used you as a tool to kill, destroy, sent you to jail. You spent half of your life in prison. The other half, you was infecting people with venereal diseases. You was busting everything down. You was opening up your legs to everything. But then when you no longer have knees, hips, need a hip replacement, health is deteriorating, God is supposed to pick you up, dust you off after the devil got the best of your years, and he's supposed to be able to use you, right? How that work? So your best years, right, you gave to Pookie. Listen, first natural, then spiritual. That's the way of the word. You were born natural, you were then given over. You were born in sin, and then you then committed yourself over to God. A lot of y'all wasn't going to church, you wasn't paying attention, you was doing picture Bible, so you're not really paying attention, right? So the same way that we complain about these women hitting the wall and they want to slut it out in their best years, and then they want to give the rest of their years over after they become a baby mama 3 times over to 3 different men. Then they want to get the good guy. They want to go to church and pray for the guy that they think that they deserve, but God love him too. How is it any different when it comes to your spirituality? Because your spirit is the thing that then allows for you to be able to be fervent in how you move in your regular everyday life, right? So if you then give your best years, your first 50, 60 years over to the devil, the best of everything that you had when you were young, you were vibrant, you had everything going for you, and you gave everything over. Oh, my camera's frozen. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We gonna get there. Let me get myself together. Hold on. Let me see if I can get my camera together. They said that they didn't want Anton to be on camera today. They didn't want Anton to be on camera today. Let me see if I can get that right. See if I can get my camera together. Can't believe they want to freeze my camera today, huh? Ha ha ha. Yeah. Give me a second. Let me see if I can get this back together. I can't believe they froze my camera like that. Really? Really? Wow. That's what we doing today? That's what we doing today? Give me a second. Let me fix this, y'all. I can't believe this. Time Dog's camera just went out like that, huh? We back. We back. Devil working overtime. We gonna get there. I know what that was. I know what it was. It wasn't the devil. It wasn't the devil. You know what it was? That was God telling me to save it for the night. Save it for the night. Make sure you tap into the live stream tonight. We gonna get it popping. Let's continue over with the show. We gonna get it popping. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We gonna get it there. Let me read some of these super chats and then we're going to get started with the show. Court of public opinion. I already answered that. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for holding me down. Also in the chat, we have my dog, Mr. Lot. Give me your... Shout out to Mr. Lot. Said, thank you, bro, for the coaching call. Me and Mr. Lot had a coaching call last night. And it was absolutely awesome. Thank you, my friend, for contributing into the platform. I appreciate you. Miss Crow T. Shetty with the 10 ball said, say it ain't so. Shout out to Miss Crow T. Shetty in the building. Stephen Baker is in the building. Said, today I celebrate year 39. Thank God. Shout out to year 39 and happy birthday to you, Mr. Stephen Baker. I appreciate you. Can we get into the show? All right. So in the theme of that, Michael Irvin has really went viral lately, and Michael Irvin has shared his thoughts and what it is that he has going on with the world, and it's based off of a conversation that they was having about Ja Morant, right? They were having a conversation about Ja Morant, and it's interesting that they was having a conversation about Ja Morant. Shout out to Chef Cartez Joan. I'm going to read that super chat shortly. They were having a conversation about Ja Morant because Ja Morant was basically being inspired by Coach Deion Sanders' recent tweet that highlighted how basically people needed to push through and get themselves together, right? They needed to push through and get themselves together. And so I found it interesting, very, very interesting, that he referenced something that is near and dear to my heart in order to emphasize a point here. Let me let you hear it.
Ja has to make a decision. Ja has been blessed with gifts and talents that can take him and change the outcome for his family. But everybody's not meant to go where you're going. And sometimes some of the people that have helped you get to these places, it's hard to say, man, I appreciate all the work and all the things that you've done when we've had nothing and you've helped. But I got to continue to move and go forward and try to do things the right way. And sometimes that means you don't got to cut people off, but you got to distance yourself a little bit. You can't be with people all the time and running around. I got a son. He raps. His rap name is Tut Tarantino. If you ever listen to some of his raps, I'm like, oh, my God, where does this come from, son? You grew up in a gated community your whole life, but he's rapping my life because we romanticize and fantasize about that old thug life, ghetto life, and all of that stuff. When we used to work to get away from it, now we've gotten to a place somehow we're running back towards it in the music and everything. In the days I was coming up, all of those guys that you see, the John Morant's, them hanging around, those guys were still around us, Key. But it was they were like, get out of here. Stop doing this. You got a chance to make it out of here the right way. So those guys would try to tell you to stop being in these neighborhoods. Stop hanging out. Go do what you have to do. It's not like that now. The guys are more hanging on and want to go with guys, and you're tearing up careers. I mean, we got to be good enough in the neighborhood to know when God has touched somebody with that gift that time is talking about, and be good enough to say, hey, man, you shouldn't be around here. You shouldn't be doing things. You got a chance to do it the right way and change a lot of lives and help out our people. And we got to be strong enough to do that.
Now, I decided to, and I 100% agree with what it is that Michael Irvin just said, right? And I decided to do a little bit of research because I wanted to know if and who his son was, right? And he said, listen, similar to John Morant, I got a son that's obviously not an NBA player, but it's very much a similar situation. He's become immersed in this demon culture that we love and we support so much, and he's decided that he wanted to name himself Tut Tarantino. Tut Tarantino, right? And so if you go through Tut Tarantino's profile, and this, what Michael Irvin said was like over a day old, right? And so I'm expecting, okay, well, Tut Tarantino, or the son that was raised in a gated community of Michael Irvin, he has time to make some adjustment and erase this. He has time to make some adjustments and erase this. But instead, Tut said, I'm doubling down. So let's just go to the first post of Tut.
Try going crazy, all this money, it's a shame. No bunny hoes in love with coke, I'm choking shorty out, no cane. The money is the fucking motor, without no way I'll move the same. I'm taking designer drugs, man, in my cups, gonna wash away the pain. I'm smoking Zaza, eating pasta, I'm a big boss, ain't kicking game. The way she shut me up, I can't help but fuck, I beat it out the frame.
Lord be offense. So my first question is, I am very much a nerd. I am corny. I like to read books, right? I like to watch movies. When I get some off time, travel, stay in a house, maybe spend some time with my daughter. As we see how things are playing out here in the world, and you guys continue to embrace this trash culture, what shall we do? If the brightest amongst us that were raised in a gated community goes back into something that they never even experienced before in their life and they glorify it, how do we deal with this? How do we deal with it? His father is making a killing sitting next to Skip Bayless, and instead of him trying to follow in his father's footsteps or maybe leverage the fact that he has a significant amount of resources in order to go to school and become whatever, this is the type of nonsense that we got to deal with. This is it. This is it. Good father, good home. Clarence's parents had a really good marriage, right? Clarence's parents had a really good look at him.
Rolling out money, high as fuck, I'm blushing like a speaker. Don't even touch me right now, bitch, I'm steady, I might start tweaking. Last time I had seen me, I was in a 550 speeding. I know I got him mad at much, I'm popping out this weekend. I was making more than 550 for 12, ain't even thinking. This paper, getting tired of all the scoring. How they claiming they no lure with no ties to your boy. You disrespect me once, now look, I'm getting fried off your boy.
I don't know whether to laugh or to cry. Honestly, I don't know whether to laugh or to cry. Look at this fool. Look at this child. Look at this baby. Flexing daddy's money. And let's be clear, it's nothing wrong if daddy have money for you to flex. But what are you selling? Look, you got the purple soda with the Sprite on it. Y'all know what that's supposed to mean. He drinking lean with the bandana on it, with the soda on the side, chicken noodle soup with the soda on the side. Let me send him a message. Somebody got to tell him. Somebody got to tell him, bro. Y'all out here wasting money, wasting resources. It's somebody that'll kill to be in y'all spot, but y'all out here being dummies and crash dummies voluntarily. How you going to voluntarily to be a crash dummy? How you going to volunteer to be a crash dummy? You over here looking like a fool. Yo, daddy done put his body on the line. He working hard every single day. He over here putting it up, grinding, hustling, and you out here making him look bad. That's why I say your legacy cannot be tied to your children, because a lot of people say, oh man, you got to have some kids so that you can have a legacy and it can continue after you. So what? He can ruin it? He can ruin it? Come on, man. Listen, at some point, his father really need to send him to the streets so that he can understand what it means to be in the streets. Cut him off. Cut him off. When you coddle your children too much, when you coddle your children and you allow for them to continue to live off of your legacy while leveraging your assets to continue to do bad, every man has to suffer. Every man got to go through it. When you give your kids cars, when you give them access to things, especially as sons, especially your boys, you have to allow them to go through it most of the time in a controlled environment so that they don't have to suffer when they become adults. Now this dude can't read at a third grade level. Want to be just like who it is that he listened to and who he see on the TV, and he think that it's cool getting a Fanta and then pouring cough syrup in it. They think it's cool. They think it's cool to get a Fanta and pour cough syrup in it. When we gonna start being real? See, a lot of people think that I'm hard on the women, but y'all don't see what really happens with the guys. I will cuss a dude out in a minute. He want to be a crash dummy. He walking around with people that look at him like food. And then 2-3 years from now, he going to be saying that it ain't no real ones. Jesus. I think his father was absolutely right. No, you said blame Leor Cohen. No, I'm blaming y'all. I'm blaming the whole culture. You can't promote something that's not necessarily there for you to promote. It's no way that I can go over here and I can create Indian music that speak to Indians and think that they just gonna automatically adopt it. That's not how it works. I would get rejected. Y'all always blaming somebody else instead of taking ownership and responsibility for the people that's in your own space. It's always easy to point the finger than it is to look in the mirror. Why is it so easy for y'all to blame somebody else just because they don't look like y'all? This dude grew up in a 2-parent household with his father in a gated community and still have access to incredible amount of resources in order for him to continue to make himself together or get himself together. And we still want to blame the man. Is it systematic oppression in that situation too? Does he deserve reparations in order for him to get his life together? He grew up in a gated community as emphasized by his father. Here, let me play it for you again.
Ja has to make a decision. Ja has been blessed with gifts and talents that can take him and change the outcome for his family. But everybody's not meant to go where you're going. And sometimes some of the people that have helped you get to these places, it's hard to say, man, I appreciate all the work and all the things that you've done when we've had nothing and you've helped. But I got to continue to move and go forward and try to do things the right way. And sometimes that means you don't got to cut people off, but you got to distance yourself a little bit. You can't be with people all the time and running around. I got a son. He raps. His rap name is Tut Tarantino. If you ever listen to some of his raps, I'm like, oh, my God, where does this come from, son? You grew up in a gated community your whole life, but he's rapping my life because we romanticize and fantasize about that old thug life, ghetto life, and all of that stuff. When we used to work to get away from it, now we've gotten to a place somehow we're running back towards it in the music and everything. In the days I was coming up, all of those guys that you see, the John Morant's, them hanging around, those guys were still around us, Key. But it was, they were like, get out of here. Stop doing this. You got a chance to make it out of here the right way. So those guys would try to tell you to stop being in these neighborhoods. Stop hanging out. Go do what you have to do. It's not like that now. The guys are more hanging on and want to go with guys, and you're tearing up careers. I mean, we got to be good enough in the neighborhood to know when God has touched somebody with that gift that time is talking about, and be good enough to say, hey, man, you shouldn't be around here. You shouldn't be doing things. You got a chance to do it the right way and change a lot of lives and help out our people, and we got to be strong enough to do that.
When I was coming up, and I was raised between 7 Mile and 8 Mile, Norfolk and Chippewa, between Wyoming and Livernois, right? Crack house, 2 houses down, right across the street. But I was raised in a 2-parent household. I had my father, and my father made the sacrifice when I was in middle school because he seen me going down the wrong path in order to send me to one of the best private schools in the city, in the entire state, right? And so for 7th and 8th grade, I went to private school. And instead of my father buying a car, he sent me to private school. And then I wound up going to public school, in which I went to Cass Tech my last 4 years. And I went to a Detroit public school, which is still a phenomenal school. So I had to catch the bus back and forth. And I knew what a sense of duty was because I had been taught the difference between right and wrong and right when it comes to our cultural norms. And even when it came to our neighborhoods, right? The OGs called out what we seen was negative. And my brothers was 6 and 7 years older than me. And my youngest brother is 6 years younger than me. And when they seen me, because we were the family and we were the household that then allowed for people to be able to come in that had broken households, and kids would come over and hoop in our backyard because our father had built us a half court in the backyard with the lights and everything right there, right? And the interesting thing about that is we would have kids staying the night at our house and all of that, so on and so forth. So much so to where my father got a nickname as Tree Father because he was the one that bared profitable, good fruit, even though we had a lot of bad apples in the neighborhood, right? That was his nickname in the hood. It was Tree Father. Weirdly enough, I never understood it until I got older and he passed away, or a little bit before he passed away, and we had a conversation about it, right? And it's interesting, though, because I knew I was different. I knew I was different. I had a father, and despite the fact that we didn't have a whole lot of resources and we stayed in the hood because we didn't know it was the hood, we just thought it was cool. That's all we knew because that's all I had experienced in my life, right? Until I started seeing things differently when I went to private school. And so when I would come around and I was cool with everybody, but then when they would be doing stuff that would be a little bit more unsavory, or they would be about to get into something and I didn't know it, they made sure that they said, "Hey, fam, you can't come. No, this ain't for you, Anton." I was the young boy because I was always looking up to my brother, so I was hanging around the older dudes and all. "No, you can't come, bro. This ain't for you. You got a different life ahead of you. You smarter than the rest of us. You going places. You going to be something. I want you to actually let your life." Man, I'm going to be real with you. I had dudes in the hood that said, "Man, no, we not going to make it, but you are. We living every day like it's going to be the end of the road for us, but you going to be different." And I couldn't understand it then, but not only was my father and my community and my uncles and my pastor and my church, but it was also the dudes in the hood that recognized who I was, and they respected my father and they respected my family. And they came to me and they said, "Look, you not going to be like us. You're going to be something great. You're going to be something successful. You're going to lead people. You're going to help people. You're going to pour into people. We need people like you to be a little bit different. You can't come to the crack house. We'll come and hoop with you, but you can't come and hang with us when we go and do this over here." That's the honest to God truth on my father's life. They wouldn't let me come and hang out with them when they did certain things. And I was young because I was looking up to the older dudes, and I'm like, no, but they recognized it. And thankfully, I listened even as a young man. And it didn't mean that I didn't get into trouble or I didn't do stuff, but I didn't get into the type of stuff that would allow for me to ruin my future. I didn't get into the type of things that would allow for me to get arrested and catch a felony on my record. I didn't ruin my life because I had better influences. So now I have a greater responsibility on my life. And when I see you dudes, and I'm not even talking to the dudes in the hood, I'm talking about all of y'all that keep running in the Victim Olympics thinking that you deserve or you need to be like everybody else. You are not. You are separate. You were born to be different. You were born to be leaders. You were born to be kings. You are not supposed to be sitting here in the mire with everybody else. You're supposed to be figuring out how you can get a ladder and then giving it over to the other people so that they can bring themselves out of the mire and give them the truth. It's going to hurt. They're going to not like you because of it, because the overwhelming majority of people have demons all over their life and all over their body. And so what happens is they're going to criticize you. They're going to come after you. They're going to say that you a nerd. They're going to say that you corny. They're going to say you ain't for the culture. They're going to call you an Uncle Tom because they never read the story and understood that Uncle Tom was actually the hero. And so what they're going to do is they're going to come at you and they're going to ostracize you. And so you're going to have to gird up. You're going to have to read. You're going to have to understand. You're going to have to stay under your mentors and get a sense of failure about you in order to be able to fail forward and understand that once you get to the spotlight, your character is going to carry you with places where the success couldn't keep you. And so everybody that got it and it was given over to them, it's a little bit different for you because you in the best of both worlds. You never was given it, but at the same time, you have the opportunity to acquire it, and you have the character and the influences that then take you to places that the hood can't take you to, and the people that was given to it, they don't know what it's like to go through it, so they don't know what it's like to build it, and they're going to fumble and they're going to fall when they finally get it in their hands. And so you have a unique opportunity to do some incredible things if you are of the culture, but you're not from the culture because you can see the truth. And it's your job to tell the truth. It's your job to give people the insight and the information, because when it's all said and done, and when everything in the smoke clears, all of the people that was criticizing you, they're going to need you. That's why forgiveness is so important. That's why we pray the prayer, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. That's why we say that stuff. That's why we live it. That's why our life have to be a reflection of it. You can't do what everybody else do. I can't do what everybody else do. I can't be out here with a bunch of hoes running around. You know why? It's not just because I'm a good person. It's because I don't have no choice, and it's other people that's depending on me to do what I'm supposed to do so that they can do what they're supposed to do. So if other people are waiting on you to get your life together in order for them to be what they're supposed to be, it's not fair, but that's just what life is. Then you're going to have to fulfill your purpose. That's just what it is. I can't do what everybody else do. I can't be in the same places that everybody else be in. I can't do business bad. I can't be out here finessing. I can't have a bunch of kids that's out of wedlock over here. I can't live my life like everybody else because I have a calling on my life, and so do you. The difference is you not living in it and you not walking in it, and it's unfortunate because somebody else is depending on you for it. And I don't understand it. Why you want to be like everybody else? Everybody else want to be like everybody else. Don't nobody want to be who they called to be, and everybody trying to figure out who they are. It's right in front of you. I don't have time for it because I have a purpose that I have to serve. If y'all want to keep calling yourselves Christians and you want to be Christ-like, then live it like him, because the small amount of time that he had on this earth, he did some incredible things. And he didn't have the luxury to be out here doing the stuff that he wanted to do. You know why? Because he had to go and die for people that didn't give a F about him. He had to go and forgive people, even though they was trying to kill him at the same time. Forgive them, Lord. They know not what they do. You over here worried about what everybody think about you instead of being worried about how it is that you can help somebody out of the spaces that they're supposed to be in. That ain't you. And you not that. And it don't have to be for everybody else, but they depending on you. We all interconnected. It's similar to Avatar. It's literally similar to Avatar. We're all interconnected. Without me doing what I'm supposed to do, then I might not be able to give you what you need, because you're going to meet me at a certain space in your life, and I'm going to have to be here in order for you to get there. And if I'm not girding it up, if I'm not the person that I'm supposed to be, you can't get what you need when you finally come across me. And that's another soul loss. Another person that get over to the devil, and he get to do whatever it is that he want, and he win another soul. And that's why the path is narrow, because there's not enough people opening up and creating a pathway for other people to get to success. In everything, not just in spirituality, not just in money, not just in your relationships. You have to be it. You have to be a beacon of it. And then you don't have to worry about the money aspect of it, fam. I promise you, the money is going to come. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. You don't have to chase the money. The money comes with it. Chef Cartez Jones says, cook up Anton. I don't know what the hell is happening. I don't know what's happening today. I genuinely don't. This is not the show that I prepared for y'all. This is not the show that I prepared for you today. I did not expect to talk about this today. I am. Thank you, Cartez Jones, for continuing to hold me down. Humberto Ramos says they don't believe in Jesus and his gospel. God came in the flesh and he died on the cross for the sins of the world, was buried and rose from the grave and was seen by over 500 witnesses. Believe on him. Oh, my bad. I keep on hitting the wrong button. Thank you, Humberto. I appreciate you. David Williams says, I used to tarry so long late, move me to another room and make me keep calling like, yo, Jesus ain't coming today, but it's been 2 hours. I'm tired. We know what's happening. We know what it is. We come from that. This is real life. AL says bubble tea and maybe a slice of pizza for these chicks that want to be out here dating. Mind of a King, Heart of a Lion says, whether the camera is frozen, your light is still shining through. Thank you, my friend, for continuing to hold me down. I appreciate you. Enforcer 2K9 is in the building, says, why is being a regular law-abiding citizen and a good human being considered lame in our culture anyway? It's always dumb-ish that's cool with us. I agree with you, fam. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to rock out. Jay Lene says, I know they haven't really experienced what they rap about. I'm from Chicago and try my hardest to stay away from the hood. It's not where you want to be. Ain't nobody trying to be in the hood. That junk ain't never been cool. Cultivator is in the building, says, what up, though, Anton? Shout out to my Detroit brethren. Says, keep up the great work you out here doing in these streets. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Debt free dad is in the building, says, older guys in my hood and my big bro deceased gun violence never let me go too far growing up, and they always celebrated me becoming a lawyer. That's what we want. That's what we want. Drew Mega says, honestly grew up the same way, was deemed corny, but people looked up to me. Also, just learned that holy mean hagus in Greek, meaning separate. Separate yourselves. The Great Way is in the building, says, I play organ and I'm about to cam up just to back you up because you preaching, bro. A lot of us try to dim our light instead of embracing it, right? Keep preaching, brother, says Speeds the Beast is in the building. Thank you for holding me down. Batman 4000 plus 11 says, question, how do you overcome the fear of success? Ain't nothing fearful about success. Ain't nothing fearful about success. You just got to work on character. It's all about character. God is going to keep you, but the character is going to carry you when you start to become successful, and you won't become fearful of it. You'll start to embrace it because you'll understand your power. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Batman plus 4011. Bray says, how do you seek the kingdom first? Open up your Bible. Open up your Bible. Open up the word. That's how. He'll lead you where you're supposed to be. Big Pressure says, God is speaking through you big time. Thank you, my friend, for continuing to hold me down. Rita, hold on, let me get Rita there. Shout out to Rita. Rita Cameron in the building says, I got you, big dog. Here's a 50 ball. Rita always supporting your boy. Always holding me down. Thank you, Rita. I appreciate you, love. Jason Lee says, only time I take a chick out, it's my free time. And I use my free time how I want to spend it, going to golf ranges, getting good eats, and a good time. Shout out to my dog, Jason Lee, in the building. I appreciate you. Let me get over to the show. I got to actually get to the stuff. I got to get to the show today, y'all. I don't want to. Let's get over to Cesar. So Cesar Pina, for a lot of you people that have been living under a rock and you are not familiar, Torrance Daniels, I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. Thank you, my friend. Thank you to everybody that continue to hold me down. Shout out to Mike, that dude over there on Cash App, holding me down. Cesar decided that he wanted to break his silence. And he decided that he wanted to do it on Instagram Live. Now, I have not seen this yet. People have sent it to me. And so it's important that I review it with you guys in order to be able to mine it out. So allegedly, he was defending DJ Envy, and he was speaking about his situation and adding context as to what everybody else was saying about him instead of him being able to tell his own story. He has been accused of fraud, scamming, real estate, taking people's money, not actually giving them a return, Ponzi scheme, so on and so forth, right? And then DJ Envy got caught up in it because DJ Envy became the poster child because DJ Envy allegedly was the face that they say was promoting him, and that they saying that DJ Envy knew that he was a scammer. I don't know how true that is. I'm not sure, but I want to be able to break this down with you guys. And so let's go ahead and get straight into the video. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. As well as pinned to the top of the chat. I'm going to go ahead and play this video, and we'll see what's happening.
I apologize that I haven't really spoken out, right? Because everybody now, we have attorneys. We got to watch what we say, all these different things. There's so many different rules now, right? Every 5 minutes, I say hi to my mailman, and I think he's going to sue me, right? At this point, I think my landscaper, I think everybody's suing me. I don't know who's gonna sue me. I can't say anything, right? The one thing I am gonna say, whenever you touch success, right, you get all these people that want to be around you, right? Everybody wants to be a friend. everybody wants to just touch you, right? Because like, oh my God, I touched this guy, he'll change my life, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm successful, right? I was successful. Everybody wants to be my friend. Everybody wants to be around me. As soon as shit hits the fan, all these people that have profited from my success, which there's more people that profited from my success than the people that are suing me. But yet, all these people that profited from my success, all the people that I have bailed out of jail, all the people that I have put cars in my name, apartments in my name, helped them with down payments for houses, helped them with this, helped them with when they can't pay their rent. Where are these people at? I don't see them. But yet, I got all the haters, right? All the Tony Baloney fans. They're on my page. You're going to jail. Pay the people. But yet, there's 2-3 sides to every story, right? I have 20 lawsuits. Out of those 20 lawsuits, a lot of those people I don't owe money to. Because everybody's suing me because they're like, oh my God, this guy's successful. I could sue him. I could sue him. I could sue him. Or I'm going to get this money, right? Then you have all these people being what's the word? Coerced? Whatever it is, whatever the word is, right?
How you gonna be a successful businessman and you don't even know what the word coerced or how to pronounce the word coerced? Listen. I'ma continue to play the video. But I can't understand for the life of me, whether it's DJ Envy or Cesar, I can't understand for the life of me why these guys feel compelled to go on an Instagram Live or use their platforms in order to tell their truth. Why are these guys not listening to their lawyers? And if they are listening to their lawyers, because DJ Envy went on his platform and he spoke his truth, right? Why are these guys not being quiet and listening to their legal teams so that the evidence is not being able to be used against you in a court of law or in a civil suit? What is wrong with these people? I cannot understand for the life of me why people, when they are in hot water with a lawsuit or with the law, decide to go live. Social media is the devil for some of y'all. Some of y'all are really not situationally aware, but I guess they feel like y'all didn't learn from Omi and the Hellcat? I mean, shout out to Omi and the Hellcat. I think that Omi and the Hellcat was an incredible marketer, but good grief, did you not see what just happened to him? I'm going to continue to play it.
Right, to sue people affiliated with me just because they're a bigger name, right? They're a bigger name than me. And that's the situation that breaks my heart the most, is how in all these lawsuits, these 20 lawsuits, DJ Envy was never in the room with me. DJ Envy has nothing to do with any of these 20 lawsuits of these people.
I will say, though, he is loyal. Whatever it is that's going on, or whatever the type of relationship that him and DJ Envy have, I don't know if they'd have never bust a chick down together or what, but for whatever reason, this man is loyal to DJ Envy. I will give him that. The one thing that you can't say is that he ain't loyal, because he said, listen, and it's easy for him to be able to throw Envy under the bus right now in order to try to save himself, because I know that Envy probably is the bigger fish that people want because he's the bigger name. But the one thing I will give Cesar, and I'm not sure what's going on, I'm just reacting to it as these people decide that they want to tell their story. When they speak, I play it and I react. One thing I will say about this guy is he is standing on not letting DJ Envy go under the bus. He said DJ Envy was not in the room, not a part of. He has nothing to do with anything that I have going on with these different lawsuits that's being filed against me. Let me continue.
People that are suing me. And it bro. It pisses me off that all these people are bashing DJ Envy, Fun Master Flex, Rick Ross, every single person. Because what you people got to understand is that DJ Envy is so successful in hip-hop that as far as a DJ, that people just don't like him. And even though I love DJ Envy, but 9 out of 10 people don't like him. I don't know why. You know what's that about? I don't know if DJ Envy's a bad tipper. I don't know what it is. Well, he is a bad tipper. I'm not gonna lie, he is a bad tipper.
DJ Envy looked like a bad tipper. I'm gonna be reading those super chats shortly. Do y'all know what snitching is? Snitching is when you do a crime with somebody else, you get caught, and then you throw the other person that you did the crime with or that you were with in order to save yourself. Not saying that they did crime together. All of this is alleged, right? But what I am saying is that snitching does not involve regular everyday citizens. So if you, as a law-abiding citizen, then see people breaking into your neighbor's car or breaking into your car, is not snitching for you to call the police and say, hey, you need to arrest them. They bringing down my property value and they tearing up other people's stuff and they driving up my insurance rates, right? So the point that I'm making is that there are such things as loyal criminals, because the criminality of something does not determine whether or not somebody is going to be loyal to you. If he doesn't snitch on you or he doesn't use you because you're the bigger name in order to save himself, you see what I'm saying? If they're both named in the lawsuit and they turn it on each other in order to save themselves, not saying that he's not guilty, not saying that he is guilty. I guess we're going to have to see what happens with these cases. My point is that for whatever reason, against Funk Flex, against Rick Ross, this guy is defending Envy, and I have no idea why, because most people would throw him under a bus. But for whatever reason, he defending him.
Sorry, Envy. But, you know, you got this guy, Tony the Closer, making, you know, talking like there's a narrative, right? And people don't see it. I talk shit about DJ Envy. I talk shit about Cesar. I'm selling my girl's ugly ass boots. I talk shit about DJ Envy. I talk shit about Cesar. I talk shit about Jenny Tips. I'm selling a real estate course. I talk shit about Cesar. I talk shit about DJ Envy. I'm selling an ugly ass t-shirt. And people don't see that, right? They're not seeing that. Then all these people with these lawsuits, they're all suing me, right? Again, before 2023, I had one lawsuit. Now I have 20 ever since this guy started bashing me. Jose the Credit Dude, the biggest piece of shit in the world, this guy's a back, goes on Tony's page in May, says, Cesar owes me $200,000. He didn't pay me. Yet, Jose the Credit Dude, I have the receipts that I paid you back in November, back in January. Now you go in May and you make up this lie. And you start this whole thing where now all these people are being affected, right? Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. If I owe somebody, I owe somebody. Nobody is here to lie or whatever. I owe you, you sue me, or court of law will work the shit out, whatever it is, right? But now all these people putting this energy behind this machine, putting this energy. Tony the Closer does not give a fuck about victims. All the money that he made from the t-shirts that he sold or the badges, he is not donating to victims. He's not giving them money. He's just in it for the clicks. Just like everybody else, right? So all these people are feeding this machine. You're feeding this machine. You're feeding this machine. Oh, I hope he gets locked up. I hope he gets locked up. I hope he gets locked up. I got locked up. I'm still here. Right? So now I'm here. And guess what? You fucking geniuses that you all wanted me seeing get charged and get locked up. Now the government is involved. Now the government's going to come in and say, we're staying all these lawsuits till your criminal proceedings are done. So guess what? From a year to 2 years to getting paid, now it could be 3 to 5 years. And if you guys will be lucky if you see anything. And this is like the most retarded shit in the world. Instead of having a conversation with somebody that's been successful for all these years, I have a track record from 2017 to 2022 of no lawsuits, no problems. Then this guy starts bashing me. I got a shitload of lawsuits, right? And again, you know, it is what it is. If I owe, I owe. Nobody is here saying that I'm a victim. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, people come on my page that I don't owe money to or have any deals with, and they're talking shit all day. All these trolls, right? I wish all these people would put this energy to actually get a fucking job or be successful at something, right? Tony the Closer doesn't own any real estate. He's a fake real estate guru, right? I'm the real deal. Even though now I'm going through some shit that I gotta deal with, because I'm a fucking man first. So whatever I am responsible for, I am responsible for. And if I hurt anybody in any way, made their life difficult, I apologize. But my life has been difficult. All of my friends and all the people that have success with me, where are they? Have any of them come up here and told me, yo, Cesar, you good? And it's like, wow, this shit keeps on. This shit keeps on. You know, then you got these reporters, right? Making up like...
People are not going to reach out to you right now because the local authorities and the federal authorities are now involved in whatever it is that you have going on. So why would they then text you or reach out to you or talk to you when you over there on an ankle monitor and you had to get $1 million bail after getting arrested? Just being real. Why would somebody put themselves in harm's way by reaching out to you and then putting themselves on the radar when they know that you under a watch? What would you expect them to do? You hot right now. You got all of the alphabet boys watching you, the ATF, the ETFs, the FBI, the ATVs, the ABCs, and the EFGs is watching you. Boy, I ain't reaching out to you. What do y'all think this is? Y'all see how they got BMF? This boy crazy.
The other day, our Heart Radio's office got raided. They didn't even raid my house, and I'm the target. How the f*** are they going to raid the radio station? What are they going to take? The fucking CDs? The records? What are they taking? Like, this shit is crazy. This shit makes no sense. Tony the Closer says every week, Cesar owes 100 million, 80 million, 60 million, 50 million, 10 million. I almost believe him that I owe 100 million. I don't even know at this point, right? Because the story's just fucking going in circles. You know, last week I got hit with one kind of wire fraud. That was my complaint right now. They said that maybe I have access to 17 million. So where's the 100 million that everybody's talking about? Right? Again, I have nothing against the government. The government is doing their case. I understand it. This guy has created this frenzy where hundreds of people, 500.
Man, listen. When it comes to the IRS and them alphabet boys, Anton from AntonDaniels.com, do not play. I don't play when it comes to them alphabet boys. I can't understand why these people are just talking and talking and talking and talking, and they have just diarrhea at the mouth, and they just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And if I owe you, then I owe you, and I apologize. Man, shut up. Be quiet. No, don't be quiet, because I actually like this, because I can actually watch this and, you know what I'm saying, I can react to it and I can get some good content from it. But I don't understand why these people are just talking and talking.
People are calling every single fucking day to see this shit on social media saying that I'm defrauding people and I owe people money. But I don't know these people, right? And all this shit is going on, and it's like, bro, social media is like the fucking devil. This shit is crazy. Like, it just makes no sense. And my whole case, everything that's going on is based on social media. Everybody's looking at social media and this whole thing and listening to people that are lying. I'll give you an example. There's this guy, he went on Channel 4 News. He's suing me, right? Let's say his first name is, I don't even want to say his name, right?
Jesus Christ, what is wrong with this guy?
But his name starts with an N. He sues me ahead of
Jesus. Oh my God. This guy is amazing. I thought that he was going to dodge that.
Our transaction is done and says, I'm only suing you. Every single woman that complains when you read them, I'm suing you because Tony the Closer said you're scamming people. I'm suing you because I saw it on social media. This is what people say in these complaints, right?
You know what? Why don't you talk about Jeff?
Yeah, but hold on. So this guy, letter N, sues me before his deal's done. He goes.
Now he listening to a woman in the background telling him what to talk about. Good God.
On News 4 the other day, and I text him back, which I have the receipts, and people are gonna see that. Bro, DJ Envy was never in the room with you. Jennifer, my wife, was never in the room with you. My brother wasn't in the room with you. Why are you suing him? You know what he texted me back? It's just business. The other day, this guy from Patterson, Jeff, his son passed away, R.I.P. Jeff. He goes on Channel 4 and says that I owe his son $900,000. I changed that kid, Jeff's life. His father was in foreclosure, losing his car wash, losing his the dry cleaning place, or wash and fold. I changed Jeff's life when he met me, and people in Patterson know this. And I have the receipts and I have the text messages. I helped him save his car wash. I helped him save. I even paid for his property taxes. The first house that he bought, I gave him the down payment, and I have the receipts. And these people are talking about me. They're all talking, making up these stories, bro. I have a text message from you when your son passed away. You text me and said, if there's any money left, it goes to me. Don't give it to his daughter. Don't give it to his mother. Bro, I have the fucking message. I have so many receipts on all these transactions and all these things, but people are still making up lies, and this thing is out of control.
All right. I will say that obviously there is 2 or 3 different sides to the story, because if he actually has the receipts of what these people are actually saying versus what it is that they're proposing in front of everybody else, this junk is better than a reality show, except it's real people with real cases, like Law and Order. This is like Law and Order, except for they're solving for the cases on their own. They're solving for the cases on their own. Big J773 says he's lying, fam, period. I don't know what's going on. I'm just reacting to what people are saying. I don't know who's lying. I don't know who isn't. The point is that to even associate yourself and put yourself in a room with people to be able to accuse you of something is something that we need to make sure that we stay out of. That's A. B, I'm just reacting to what's being communicated right now. This is crazy. This is insane.
Again, DJ Envy has never been in the room with me in any of these transactions for these 20 lawsuits. My wife was never in the room with me. My brother was never in the room with me. All of this falls on me. I'm a man, and it falls on my shoulders, nobody else. You could talk shit on this live, don't matter. You could talk shit on my page, don't matter. It doesn't bother me. None of it bothers me. I'm not affected by it, right? And like I said, any person that... I also apologize to the people that's still in my corner, right? But I'm at the point now that I can't communicate with anybody, because now everybody's a potential co-conspirator.
Which is why you just answered your own question that you asked earlier as to why other people not reaching out to you. Well, they're not reaching out to you because they know that you hot. You hot in these streets. Even if you just had regular friends that wasn't associated with anything that you have going on, you're hot. And that's why they can't reach out to you and they can't continue to have conversations with you, because they don't want you to uncover whatever chick that they busting down on the side that ain't got nothing to do with whatever business that you got going on. But they like, fam, I don't want no cameras following me around. Justifiably. But he over here talking. And if you don't, here's my question. If you don't care what other people think about you, then why are you on Instagram Live talking? If you don't care what people think about you, why are you talking on Instagram Live instead of letting your lawyer handle the situation for you? And I'm always confused. Let's come back to it. I'm always confused. And the reason why I'm confused is I said this before and I'm going to say it again. If you getting money and you great at what it is that you do, why do you need other people's money to invest in order to make more money? I'm an advocate for managing your own resources and talking about your own stuff, right? I will put up my own money. I'll put up my own resources. I'll pay for my own stuff. I do what it is that I got to do. I don't need an investor in order for me to put up my own money in order to flip a house. Flipping a house don't even cost no money. You don't even need no investors to go and flip a house. Not if you got it, not if you understand. Man, let me just play a little bit more.
Everybody is a witness. Everybody is a victim, right? It's not, nobody's an investor anymore. Anybody's a victim. I invested in this company, Vision Bio. I invested $200,000, right? To give you an example, I invested in this company $200,000. It was supposed to go public. It hasn't gone public in 3 years. Now, am I going to say I'm a victim of this company because the company didn't go public? Everybody's a victim. You know, and even, you know, I understand DJ Envy's attorney, his defense that DJ Envy is a victim. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. Me and him were partners in the real estate seminars. We were partners in a couple real estate transactions. That's it. He's not a victim. He was my partner. He was an investor. Anthony.
So DJ Envy was like, hey, fam, I ain't got nothing to do with this. This ain't got nothing to do with me. I wasn't a partner in anything. He was like, listen, yeah, DJ Envy was a partner in this business and this business, but he ain't got nothing to do with this. Listen, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. Let me say that one more time. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. What the heck is wrong with these people? Man, if I was NBA, I would be texting that dude so furiously. Hey, man, keep my name. I would be calling. Hey, man, get up off the live stream. But then Envy can't do it because Envy was on the Breakfast Club doing the same thing. Hey, man, I don't know nothing about it. I know my lawyer said don't talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Good God almighty.
Martini, this guy, Anthony Barone, we did a real estate transaction together. They're my partners. They own part of the property. But everybody's a victim. Everybody's a victim. Nobody's an investor anymore. Nobody. So it is what it is. Bro, and you people gotta understand, because there's so many out there. I've been doing this for 17, 18 years, right? At the end of the day, I have touched success multiple times.
Wait, you said that you've been popping off and you've been doing this real estate thing since 2017. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, that's 6 years. If you've been doing this for 6 years, what is this 17, 18-year thing that you're now saying? I'm confused. I'm very much confused. Let me get this man off of here because he out here singing like a bird. Good God almighty. What is wrong with these people? Get off the phone. Get off the text messages. Stop talking on the live. Don't go on Instagram. Don't do nothing. Be quiet and just continue to work and do whatever it is that you got to do in order to prove yourself to be innocent. What's wrong with these people? Torrance Daniels says, salute with the 10 ball. Thank you, my friend, for continuing to hold me down. Seminole 2014 says, had to put something in the collection plate. Because God using you to speak right now is definitely something I needed to hear as a young man. Need more mentors like you, Anton. You one of the rare few. God bless. I think lawyers do a harder job just to keep their clients quiet than it is to actually defend them. Good God. Enos Luby says, my two favorite pastors, Rev Gino Jennings and Anton. I don't consider myself a pastor. I just tell the truth. I'm just a truth teller. Hold on. Chris James says dropping off that donation after deliver them ties because we are blessed. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. Thank you for holding us down on the Millionaire Morning Show. You guys are very much appreciated. I don't know what I would do without y'all. I have no idea. P. Shank says, I'm number 11 out of 12 siblings from 2 married parents at home, and I was also protected. It resulted in obtaining my BS and a finance degree. Shout out to you and your parents holding it down. Devastator says, there are 2 groups of people I don't mess with, the IRS and a postal service. And people out here stealing packages, fam. Good God. DJ Vapors, Speaker Knockers is in the building, says, should he or Envy get Donkey of the Day? Yeah, I wonder if Charlamagne going to give any one of these dudes Donkey of the Day. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's move on. UAW strike. The UAW strike. General Motors yesterday reported earnings. General Motors yesterday reported earnings. Shout out to Adrian. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. They had a blowout quarter. General Motors had a blowout quarter, ladies and gentlemen. They were firing on all cylinders for the previous quarter. They reported earnings. All right, we're going to get into that. And then we're going to get into the UAW strike. I knew you wanted to show up, Brittany. Shout out to Chris. I knew Brittany wanted to come up on this part. I do this just for Brittany. But before we get into how everybody is suffering as a result of this strike, the first thing that I want to do is I want to give you some idea on what's happening over on the corporate side of things, all right? Investors, shareholders, chairman of the board, General Motors, UAW employees that are looking for profit sharing checks. Let's get into it.
So we do have some breaking news on the UAW strike, but stay with us for a moment. We'll come back to you, James Quincy. We'll go to Phil LeBeau. Phil.
The UAW announcing a new strike location. This time it is General Motors. It is GM's largest, most profitable plant, the Arlington Final Assembly Plant. This is where they build all of their full-size SUVs, everything from the Escalade to the Yukon to the Tahoe. You mentioned it as far as a large SUV from GM. It's likely coming through the Arlington plant. The UAW saying GM posted a profit of $3.5 billion in the third quarter. They ought to have more money to spend on UAW members. So
GM's earnings in the third quarter, they had profits after they grossed revenue, expenses. Profit was roughly $3.5 billion. And the UAW said, we want our cut. All right. So General Motors did reported earnings to shareholders yesterday. They had earnings of about $3.5 billion.
Just a few hours after GM posted better than expected earnings in the third quarter, the UAW is saying it is adding a third final assembly plant. By the way, Sarah, you add up these 3 plants, now including Arlington, that is 42% of GM's U.S. production that has now been shut down by the UAW.
So their assembly plant in Arlington, Texas is 42%. 42% of their U.S. production, their main source of revenue. And as Brittany says, Big Daddy Fane said he want to shut everything down there. All right. So they went on strike yesterday, not only for Stellantis, but they also went on strike over in General Motors at the Arlington, Texas facility.
Sarah, back to you.
All right, Phil, thank you. 42% shut down in the U.S.
Now, let's go over to their CFO, their Chief Financial Officer, and let's see what his assessment is considering the strike.
Phil LeBeau joins us now with a special guest. Hello again, Phil.
Hey, Joe. Let's bring in Paul Jacobson, CFO for General Motors. Paul, you beat on the top and the bottom line in the third quarter. Don't mean to be rude here, but I don't think anybody's really focused on the third quarter. You had a great quarter, but the focus is on the fact that you pulled your guidance for the rest of this year because of the impact of the UAW strike. Where do things stand right now in terms of the strike?
Well, good morning, Phil, and thanks for having us. First, I just wanted to say thanks to the entire team for a terrific quarter. Again, lots of uncertainty, lots of things going on, but the team continues to execute based on the vehicles that we're producing and the strong customer demand we see out there. We made the decision to pull the guidance mainly because of the uncertainty around the strike. We didn't want to speculate where the next plant might be hit or how long it might last, and we figured the best thing to do for investors was to just withdraw that guidance.
Now, let's stop for a second, y'all. Let's stop for a second. Let's talk about it from a financial impact or from a financial perspective. What does pulling guidance mean? Pulling guidance basically means that they don't know or they can't necessarily try to project what their profitability is, what their success is going to be, or what their earnings are going to be for the rest of the year because they are not sure how long the UAW is going to be on strike. They're not sure if they're ever going to or when they're ever going to be able to come to an agreement with the UAW about getting people back to work. And then more importantly, how does that weigh on fourth quarter earnings, which then that would cause for them to be able to issue guidance over into their shareholders and investors, right? So they had to pull guidance because they have no clue. Now, the other side of this conversation is if you're looking at this chart, and I studied the charts of a lot of different companies, even ones that I'm not necessarily invested in. If you look at this chart, you can look at it two ways. For the year, GM is down because of this strike 17%. The stock price is down now 17%. 17%. Over a 1 year span, they are down over 17%. Now, you can look at this a couple different ways. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you a little bit of insight of how I see things, right? You can look at it a couple different ways. You can say, well, I anticipate, based off of the information that Anton is giving me, that at some point they're going to come to an agreement and get everybody back to work. At that point, will the stock then rebound? And this is where I don't play in the sandbox because I don't speculate based off of short-term prospects. Everything that I do and everything that I teach the bag chasers, I am investing, not betting, but investing based off of a long-term view of what I think the company is going to do. But for all of you short-term investors, the question that you have to ask yourself is this. Is the stock price suppressed based off of this strike, and will it rebound almost immediately or within the next 2 months, especially when you got Christmas right around the corner and it's a possibility for them to then be able to come to an agreement, and then you're going to have a blowout quarter? Will the stock be able to rebound from its 1 year low if everybody get back to work? I'm not a short-term investor. I look at everything from a 10 to 15 year view. But if I am a short-term investor and I see that year over year that it is at its all-time low year over year and it's a 17% drop just based off of the fact that they're striking right now, I would pay attention to this. I'm not telling you to invest. I'm not telling you what to invest in. I'm just saying that every once in a while, there may be an opportunity in the marketplace, and most people run when the stock price starts to go down, but people that actually pay attention see it as an opportunity. It is a dip. I've even considered it myself, but because I have to be a reflection of the things that I advocate for, I cannot invest based off of the dip. If I invest in General Motors stock or Ford Motor Company stock, then it would have to be based off of the long-term prospects of a long-term investment, based off of the idea that maybe they issue dividends, maybe they do stock buybacks, the compound interest or the compound growth of that stock or that company then allows for me to be able to leverage that, so on and so forth, right? But all I'm saying is, and I'm asking you a question, is it a dip? And will it rebound considering that it's down, and it should be up, but it's down over 17% year over year? Just keep that in mind, y'all.
Ahead of that decision, I will tell you that we were performing, the core business was performing at the top end of our range. But just given that uncertainty, we felt like that was the prudent thing to do in the short time remaining in the year.
You've offered 23% wage increase, cost of living adjustments, a retirement benefit increase, a number of other things that you believe should be enough to get the ball past.
You know what? I'm going to buy $5,000 worth of shares right now. Give me a second. $29 a share. Let's do some mental math here. Let's see. What is General Motors currently trading at right now? They trading at $27.83 a share right now. Tesla's up. Ford is down for the day. 1.1%. Tesla's up almost. Tesla's relatively flat. Amazon is down 4.5%, a little over 4.5%. General Motors is trading at $27.83 a share. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and play it, and then I'm going to pick up $5,000 worth of shares real quick.
But Sean Fain has come out and said, no way. There's more to gain. And he basically said Arlington's on notice. If you're an investor out there right now, what do you tell an investor? Because people are looking at this and they're saying, for as much as you guys are saying you're offering record contracts, the UAW continues to come back and say, nope, not good enough.
Well, we are focused, and the team in the room at the negotiating table is focused on getting to a good deal for our people and continuing to pay them at the highest rates in the world and getting them back to work. That's the primary objective for us, and we think it's the best thing for our team as well. There's obviously uncertainty out there. We're doing our best to manage through it, and I think the team has executed well. But I think the answer is to try to get everybody back to work as quickly as possible, and that's what we're committed to do.
Paul, clarify something, if you could. 3 weeks ago, actually, I think it was 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, Sean Fain came out and said, look, we were going to strike, and he basically said we were targeting the Arlington plant. But, GM came up and they said, we agreed to have UAW members at our EV battery production facilities, the ones that are planned, the ones that you already have one that's up and running. And we haven't heard a clarification from General Motors since then. Are you, as a company, committing to the UAW staffing your EV battery plants?
Well, ultimately, I think that's the choice of the employees, and the employees at Lordstown have made that choice. They're represented by the UAW, and the team there at the Ultium joint venture is negotiating that agreement with those members, as they should. We have been consistent throughout this transformation that we want to bring everybody along, and we want to make sure that we transform at a pace that allows us to bring people along as well. And, we're committed to doing that. So, the negotiations get very, very complicated at the table. I'd rather leave those in the room. But, we're doing our best to meet the UAW where they're asking and where we're able to do that.
So, one of the sticking points for the UAW is they're not sure that they want to commit to the union to be the ones to actually build and the staff a lot of these electrical plants based off of the demands that they're asking, including the 32-hour work weeks, like they over there in Europe or something somewhere, right? I might need to buy another 5,000 shares. I think I'm about to buy another 5,000 shares. Give me a second. I'll get there in a minute. But let me share with you what's happening on the other end. So a lot of what I've shown you throughout the week, over the last few weeks, is I've been showing you people that, no, I just bought it. I literally just bought it. I just showed you guys that I bought it. I like to show you the receipts. One of the things that I've been showing you over the last few weeks is I've been showing you guys what's been happening on the lines and the picket lines with the people that's been striking for an extended period of time. And I want to show you what's happening to everybody else, because a lot of people think that it's only the UAW members that's taking out the payday loans and they getting different jobs. And I had different people emailing me yesterday and the day before, and they was like, yo, Anton, my people is over here and they got jobs at Taco Bell and KFC and Burger King. And I walked into Wendy's and I seen some of my line members working these jobs or whatever because they trying to survive and they trying to make sure that they, you know, make ends meet. That's what they've been telling me. But there's another side of it other than just the UAW members as the ones that are suffering or starving as a result of this extended strike. Right? There's suppliers, restaurant owners and workers, contractors, people that are interdependent, even janitors, even cleaning services. There are people that are interdependent on what is going on over at these plants that are then suffering as a result of it, and they are not even getting strike pay. They're not even getting strike pay. Let me share with you their stories.
People who work at certain Jeep suppliers have been laid off since the strike started. WTOL 11's Andre Norrell spoke to some since they've been off the job since day one. Andre, what did they tell you?
Well, Kaylee, unlike the Jeep assembly complex workers behind me, Adient interior employees can't get any strike pay. Well, since they aren't on strike. But some tell us that they're having trouble getting any financial help. Kim Gott has been making cuts wherever she can.
I've only been doing my car and my house, and then a lot of bologna.
Ain't nothing like them bologna sandwiches. Let me tell you something. Ain't nothing like them bologna sandwiches. Y'all ever had spam? Y'all ever had spam before? Y'all ever had bologna? You know how have y'all ever looked up how bologna is made? Ain't nothing like them bologna sandwiches. They say they only pay for she paying for her house and she paying for her car and she don't know what the heck is going on. One thing that I'm trying to figure out though, as I look at these stories, how do people have a bunch of dogs and animals and stuff like that when they got to take them to the vet, they got to make sure that they feed them, all of this stuff. How do they take care of so many different animals? It's like having another kid. Ain't nothing like a bologna sandwich, though.
A lot of cheap food.
And it's not only bills and food. She co-parents and has her 16-year-old son stay over less.
I don't have the money to be making meals every day, so he's been staying more there.
Gott was laid off from Adient the start of the UAW strike. And for 5 weeks, she says she's been working to get unemployment. She ended up getting a letter saying she was approved.
I got it yesterday and I got denied today.
So
interesting. Let's break down her story. She is also a part of the UAW, but she is not a part of the UAW plant workers that work directly for General Motors, Chrysler, or Ford, or Stellantis instead of Chrysler, or Ford, right? So the UAW has unionized all across the board. So when these people then get laid off from their jobs, they don't get strike pay. They don't get strike pay. So they just get laid off even though they are still union members, and they are the ones that then suffer until these plants get back up and running, and then maybe they can get back to work and hopefully they can get unemployment pay if they can get through the line and they can get through all of the red tape that goes along with it. Oh, you never thought about that. But the union is still looking to unionize more plants that are not unionized in order to then make sure that they add to the ranks so that they can pay their union dues and they can get their strike pay back up. Y'all ever had that top ramen? Y'all ever had that top ramen? Don't worry about it. And she's a co-parent. She has a 16-year-old son, and son can't stay with mama no more. He got to stay with daddy. She says son can't stay with mommy no more. Son got to stay with daddy. You know why? because I ain't got no food to feed him. I don't have any food to feed my son, my 16-year-old son, so he got to go and stay with his daddy. Mama's baby, daddy's maybe. So now you got to stay with daddy because she tired of eating bologna sandwiches. Tired of eating bologna sandwiches. It's getting cold outside, ain't it, ladies?
All day, she's been trying to get in touch with someone who could help.
This is the third call today.
But has had no success. This process just adding stress.
And if unemployment were coming through, I'd be at least keeping afloat with my main bills. But unemployment hasn't come through at all.
Holly Davis is friends with Gott.
She's my ride or die lady.
They both used to work at the Jeep assembly plant as temporary employees.
Union steward, and everybody was like, you know, you're not going to get hired in.
So they both left Jeep the same day and started the same day at Adient.
And we had our interview the same day, too.
So your union steward, hold on. So your ride or die, they was temporary employees at the Jeep plant. The union steward told them, hey, you ain't going to get hired in. You know that, right? The union steward, who was a representation of the local, said, listen, y'all ain't going to get hired in anyway, so they went and found a better job working at a supplier that actually pays them instead of continuing to work at the place where they was going to eventually cross over and to become permanent employees. What a finesse. What a finesse. What a finesse. And that's your ride or die. So they both rolled or died together. And now they out there dying of starvation and financial instability because Shawn Fain said that, listen, we got to make sure that we get our people taken care of. But they forgot that most of the other people that they've unionized is not even a part of the big three over there in Detroit.
Had our interview the same day, too.
After having the same troubles as Gott, she ended up getting unemployment. But
whatever I could let go, I did let go.
It hasn't been enough to get by.
We're losing out $500 to $600 plus a week. So I'm lucky I pay one bill and then have enough to feed my family.
She plans to go to the food pantry to help ease the struggle.
Can't be.
Oh, man, listen. Y'all see these people and you see the American flag and they living with they man or whatever, some of them not so much so. And they wind up getting laid off. And you know what they got to do? They got to go to the food pantry. Y'all ever been to the food pantry? I know that most of y'all is privileged. I know a lot of y'all get into the bags. I know a lot of y'all don't know what that feels like. But if you ain't never been to the food pantry before, if you ain't never had your stomach growling and you had no options whatsoever, she says she got to go to the food. She going to have to go to the food pantry to figure out how to feed themselves. Mortgage, late. Rent, late. Bills, DTE, electric, gas, late. Homeowners associations, late. Car note, late. Mortgage, late. Property taxes, late. Christmas presents, non-existent. You know it's hard out here for a pimp when you gotta get that money for the rent. In a minute, these guys gonna be loaning out their chicks. Hey, go get that money, baby. Now all of a sudden we starting to see an uptick in a higher uptick on OF, OnlyFans. The OF crew is out here popping. Now y'all want to do ASMR videos with y'all feet. Keep on taking feet pics, thinking that somebody gonna look at your ugly bunions. Ain't nobody checking for your bunions, girl. We not going for the feet pics. Now all of a sudden it's a whole bunch of people putting their feet on the internet. Is the is the market that big for the feet pics? keep on seeing a whole bunch of people creating new videos wearing masks online like we not going to be able to recognize your voice and your tattoos. I see you over there on that OF site trying to create something new. I'm not going for no feet pics. Don't ask for nothing. Won't be nothing. I'm not doing no feet pics out here in these streets. Flat out. Flat out.
Pantry to help ease the struggle.
Can't be a proud person, or you're never gonna have food for your family.
And both Gott and Davis have thought about getting another job, but they don't plan to stay at a job long since they want to go back to Adient after the strike.
Who's gonna hire us?
It's nothing like being humbled. Being humbled. Jay got it the hard way, says they got to start selling that armpit hair. Ain't nothing like selling your armpit hair. Never thought of that one. Ain't nothing like selling your armpit hair. Shh. Jeez, oh, peas. Oh, my God.
Now, on the Ohio Job and Family Services website, it says it can take up to 4 weeks to get that first unemployment payment. Now, the two people we spoke to, though they're in full support of what's going on behind us, they just wish the unemployment process was a little faster.
And if you get unemployment, it's going to take you up to 4 weeks in order for you to get it. Sheesh. Sheesh. Are y'all in the armpit hair like that? Are y'all into that? I don't know. I'm just asking a question. Let me read some of the super chats and then we're going to continue with the show. I got one more thing that I want to share with y'all. Adrian says he got that Mickey Mouse degree. Chris J is in the building, says, what's wrong with listening to your lawyers when they tell you to stop talking? Because we think that we can do better and we going to sell ourselves in a court of public opinion like the people actually care about what we saying. Jay Hunter Lee says a preacher preaches the gospel about Jesus. A speaker preaches the gospel Jesus preached. Keep speaking, brother. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Josh, the roofer, is in the building, says they want to bring this BS victim Olympics movement to my great state of Texas now. Oh, it's spreading like wildfire, my friend. Marriage, Politics, and Sports says GM at its 52-week low today. What would you tell folks is the significance of that? Thanks. We just addressed it. And I just bought some shares just because. I'm not telling y'all to do so. I'm not giving you financial advice. I just decided I want to play around with it and see what happens. I'll tell y'all when I sell it. I don't think that it's going to be a long-term investment, but you never know. I might find some things that I actually like about the company and I want to keep the stock. David Simpson Jr. says, master a trade skill, not just learn it. That's a fact, though. Shout out to David Simpson. Aaron says, better start using that red car for DoorDash. That's a fact. That's a fact. Jasmine says, Anton, I'm in the D and I have some questions about the surrounding areas. Okay, shoot them out. Send a super chat. I got you. Austin Williams is out here in the building with the 2-ball. I appreciate you. A says, better start selling farts in a jar. Oh, that is so nasty. Austin Williams says, you don't work, you don't eat. No sympathy. Look at this guy. Hold on. Let me bring this guy. Let me bring this one up real quick. One second. I want to bring this one guy up. Give me a second. Listening to Anton bully poor people really is motivation to be better than Anton. Beat me then. Beat me. All you got to do is beat me, and then we ain't going to have no problems as a result of it. You just got to beat me. Marriage, Politics, and Sports says, Anton, maybe I misheard, but I am 100% sure no one wants to see your crusty feet. Brittany in the building says, y'all signing up for the Union fans? Oh, that's a good one. We need to do a Union fans. I'm with that, Brittany. All right, so last but not least, I'm going to push one story to the back burner, but I still want to share this other story with you guys. Here's my question. What the hell is happening in St. Louis? I know y'all keep thinking that I forgot about you. I did not forget about you. I got a lot of cities on my hit list. It's just so many different things that I want to tackle all at the same time. So we gonna get to that. But here's my question. St. Louis, what's happening? What's up, St. Louis? St. Louis, what y'all got going on over there? What we doing in St. Louis? They say that St. Louis is like the pit of hell. You know what's so funny about it, though? You see this woman that's at the bottom of my screen right here? This one right here? Guess who she is? Guess who she is? Guess who this woman is right here? This one right here. What up, Anton Holmes? What up? Guess who this woman is right here? This woman is the mayor of, correct, T-Mac 77095. She is the mayor of St. Louis. Her name is Tashara Jones. Her name is Tashara Jones. She is the mayor of St. Louis. St. Louis shouted. She was sworn in as the city's 47th mayor and the first black female mayor in the city's history on April 12th, 2021. April 12th, Tashara Jones was sworn in as the first black female mayor in the city's history on April 20th, 2021. She says transparency, integrity, and service defines who she is and how she did it. Since 2012, Tashara O. Jones has helped the city of St. Louis earn and save over $30 million and counting. A history maker on a mission, she served 2 terms in the Missouri House of Representatives and was elected as the first African-American woman in Missouri history to hold the position of Assistant Minority Floor Leader. She is also the first African-American woman to serve as treasurer of St. Louis. She went and got a bachelor's degree in finance from Hampton University and a master's degree in health administration from St. Louis University School of Public Health. A graduate of the Executives in the State and Local Government program at Harvard University's Kennedy School of Government. She served as vice president of public finance and for Blaylock Robert Van LLC, an investment banking firm, as well as an adjunct faculty at the Anheuser-Busch School of Business, Harris Stowe University, State University. Somebody said, is she thick, though? Yeah. Well, they do have her contact information here. But let's first talk about what's happening in St. Louis, because I can't put this at her feet. I can't put this at her feet yet. I have to first evaluate what the evidence is before we start to have a conversation. So this is some of the things that's been going on in St. Louis over the past 24 to 48 hours, ladies and gentlemen.
Your DoorDash app and you expect to get groceries or a good meal delivered to your doorstep. But when this DoorDasher showed up at a St. Louis woman's home, what he brought was terror. After trying to force his way into a customer's home, he's now charged with attempted rape.
First Alert 4's Nathan Vickers is live tonight in the Florissant area with this crime alert. Nathan?
That's right. A spokesperson for DoorDash told us that they want people to feel safe when they're ordering food or groceries on their app. They say they have background checks and some other safeguards in place. But people out here at these apartments have some concerns about the way they're ordering food, especially after what happened to one of their neighbors. The people who live along Summerfield Lane don't take safety for granted.
It's hard to even stay safe nowadays because you never know what type of person you're going to interact with.
This world is just, to me, is bad. It's turning bad.
According to charging documents, 23-year-old Trave Gaines made a delivery to an apartment here earlier this week. The documents state that he forced his way into a woman's apartment, then removed the victim's towel and grabbed her breast. The woman managed.
What in the devil is this? Wait. So Let me hear this one more time.
You never know what type of person you're going to interact with.
This world is just, to me, is bad. It's turning bad.
According to charging documents, 23-year-old Trave Gaines made a delivery to an apartment.
I'm going to be honest with you. Travane, he fit the description. Travane fits the description. Now, I can't say whether he's guilty or not, but this is STL, shawty. Travane fit the description. Is she answering the door in a towel? Why does she have a towel on when she came to the door? I mean, not saying that actually constitutes for being abused in an attempt, but I guess he seen DoorDash shawty answer the door and he said, okay, must be my birthday. He said, it's my birthday. You coming to the door to pick up your DoorDash in a towel? It must be my birthday. He couldn't help himself. That's what the allegations are saying.
Made a delivery to an apartment here earlier this week. The documents state that he forced his way into a woman's apartment, then removed the victim's towel and grabbed her breast. The woman managed to run away, but then the documents say she then received a FaceTime call from an unknown number. When she answered, it was the driver touching his genitals. It's the kind of horror story Asia Jackson.
All right, that's wild. That's wild. That is absolutely wild.
Tries to avoid on the other side of the business, too.
I think it's scary because I DoorDash on the side.
She and other neighbors prefer to play it safe.
Front door is the best way, and you come and get it from the front door later.
I prefer the customers to have it leaving outside the door because you don't know what type of customer you're going to run into.
A DoorDash spokesperson told us the company is working with police to hold Gaines accountable. They wrote, "We are horrified by this appalling and disturbing incident. This is something that no one should ever have to endure, and we are here to support this survivor however we can."
Don't hand it to me. I know you want to make sure your food's straight, but it's better to just leave it at the door. That's period.
Now, we found out that Gaines has no prior convictions, but DoorDash says that anyone who's been convicted of a sex crime or is on the National Sex Offender Registry will be banned from delivering for DoorDash. Right now, police have not told us whether there may be other victims in this.
He had to know her, though. He had to know her because when my DoorDash is contacting me and they saying, okay, listen, or somebody calls you, they call you from like a mass number. I don't even know if you can FaceTime on a DoorDash number. I don't know. It sounds weird. But I guess St. Louis is a little bit weird. Okay, well, let's see what's happening on the other side of St. Louis. I just want to see.
A major roundup of drug mafia suspects by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Tonight, more than 24 of the Metro's biggest suppliers are off the streets. First Alert 4's Russell Kinsall is following this story tonight.
Yeah, Corey, according to federal prosecutors, this was a drug distribution and money laundering operation. One suspect even charged with fraudulently getting a PPP loan during the pandemic. Now, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office, 34 suspects were indicted by grand juries, more than 24 arrested. In court, prosecutors said those arrested were either members of or connected to an organization called the Black Mafia Family.
St. Louis. Black Mafia family members got out of jail and they went right back to selling heroin and fentanyl and getting PPP loans up there in St. Louis. Hold on. The Black Mafia family, a lot of the members have now been freed from prison. Where's Blue Da Vinci at? Is Blue Da Vinci out? So you telling me 34 dudes didn't learn their lesson from the first time, and they decided to get in the fentanyl game, get PPP loans, and also, and the news spelled heroin wrong, but that's okay. Decided to get in the fentanyl. Ain't nothing like going to jail being over 40 for a second time. Ain't nothing like going to jail being over 40 a second time. You got to be kidding me. 34 suspects arrested, still part of the Black Mafia family, either connected to or was a part of it, and y'all selling fentanyl and heroin in St. Louis.
The criminal organization was involved in distributing fentanyl, heroin, methamphetamine, and cocaine during a 3-month.
Wait. What college student is up here typing up all of this stuff, and why are they not spell checking this? Cocaine is spelled wrong. How you gonna get fentanyl right and then get heroin wrong and cocaine wrong? It's cocaina. Cocaina. And they laundered nearly $1 million that they know of. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. The editors is dumb. The people over there running fentanyl, methamphetamines, cocaina, and heroin over there in St. Louis is dumb. Getting out of jail and going right back to jail is dumb. Jesus Christ.
Period in 2021, the criminal enterprise laundered nearly $1 million. Now, the special agent in charge of the St. Louis FBI office said, Jay Greenberg said, quote, this week's takedown demolished multiple drug trafficking organizations, which were the main suppliers of methamphetamine, fentanyl, and cocaine into the St. Louis region. The feds say this was a long 4-year investigation. Multiple agencies involved, including the FBI, the DEA, U.S. Postal Inspection Service, St. Louis County Police, and an organization called the St. Louis Gateway Strike Force.
So this is what's happening over there in St. Louis. Y'all think y'all big meat, huh? Larry Hoover. All right, so let me see what's happening on the other side of St. Louis. This is what they say is the culture over in St. Louis. Don't worry, we're going to do a deeper dive. I just want to kind of introduce y'all to where it is that I am standing and what it is that I'm discovering as St. Louis decided to fly under the radar. You know what? I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what the main things were that inspired me to start to go on this little bit of a hunt of what was going on. First, when I was bringing Chicago to the front of the congregation, y'all was getting so upset. Y'all were getting so bothered by the fact that I kept holding Chicago and Brandon Johnson accountable. Now it's spilled over, and now everybody want to pay attention to what's going on. Okay. And then I seen somebody in the chat, and they said, man, you need to address St. Louis because it's bad out here. I'm tired of this stuff that's going on out here. I said, all right, cool. I want to see what's happening over there in St. Louis. What's the word? I need to know what's happening in St. Louis. What's the word? Okay, I'm with it. And then I ran across a video / live stream that somebody had sent to me, and somebody was saying, yeah, man, I battled Anton, and he said that Chicago was this and so on and so forth, and he had a co-host on there, right? Because I see everything. People send me everything. And then the co-host said, man, I can't believe he ain't bring St. Louis to the front of the congregation. I said, what is going on with St. Louis? Is this a sign? Is this a sign? All right, well, let's see what's happening with the youth in St. Louis.
From last week's deadly mass shooting at a downtown party to a recent rash of car break-ins, we've been reporting on several stories involving youth crime in St. Louis in recent months.
Tonight, a new report is revealing disturbing data from the juvenile court system. Robert Townsend has more on the troubling trend. Robert.
Gigi Breitenfeld and her family have only lived in Soulard for 1 month. The St. Louis mom cannot believe they're now crime victims, allegedly as a result of a bad act by kids.
Certainly concerning because, these kids are young.
A neighbor called her after spotting several boys in her daughter's car. The 2016 Honda Accord was parked outside the family's home near 12th and Barton Streets.
These kids shouldn't even be out at that time of night.
Officers canvassed the neighborhood and detained 3 boys, just 13, 14, and 15 years old.
Anything can happen to them committing these crimes as well. They can be killed or hurt.
The teen-related car break-in comes as police continue searching for 5 gun-holding teens in this photo.
Ain't nothing like a good... You know what's so good about social media? Is that the police don't have to do a whole lot of work. All they got to do is wait for you to self-snitch. All they got to do is wait for you to self-snitch. So let's start from the back. You got baby Zion Williamson in the back on the upper left-hand side. You got, what's my man that played for the Heat? They used to play for the Raptors. What's the dude that used to play for the Heat? That used to play opposite of DeMar DeRozan. He was the point guard. He played for the Heat now. You got Zion Williamson in the upper left-hand corner. You got Ja Morant on the lower right-hand corner. Police are searching for you guys. No, not Lou Williams is on the lower left-hand side. Kyle Lowry is on the So you got Zion starting from the top, going in a circle, going clockwise. Zion Williamson, Kyle Lowry, Ja Morant. I don't know who this little kid is. He need to be at home sleep. And then this is your future. This is your future. Y'all say that's Chris Bosh? Look at these idiots, man. Y'all said that's Lou Will, Dylan Brooks, Kyle Lowry. Well, we know who Zion is, right? My point is this, y'all. At what point do we throw the whole thing away? We seen Lil RT yesterday. Yeah, we seen Lil RT. Michael Irvin's son is a fake rapper gangster. All of these dudes is in here with their Nico draws on, and they got all of these guns and stuff, and they taking pictures in order to be able to be on social media. Huh? At what point do we throw the whole culture away? Who set up the props where they can stand on the bench in order to make sure that they seen? And the police are looking for you. And they need to arrest you. And we want to make sure that you go to jail and you get addressed accordingly. This is unreal, yo.
Investigators called them suspects in a recent deadly mass shooting at a downtown party. Interestingly, the new City of St. Louis Family Court report to the community is now revealing disturbing data when it comes to juvenile crime. It shows the number of felony referrals police sent to juvenile court jumped from 535 in 2021 to 878 in 2022.
Not quite 100%. What is that, about a 72% jump? 67% jump? Felonies, young dudes catching felonies early in life. Life is completely over, ruined. Posting guns. Allegedly did a mass shooting at a recent party, and all of them put the actual weapons up that they were shooting people with. These are y'all kids. This is your future. This is the black culture and black community. This is your daughter's future baby daddy. This is your daughter's future baby daddy.
Misdemeanor referrals increased from 459 in 2021 to 714 in 2022. And status referrals, such as curfew violations, truancy, and underage drinking, also jumped from 104 in 2021 to 158 in 2022.
We have to do something about it.
Clinical psychologist and Webster University professor Dr. Jamaica Woody Cooper is not surprised by the trend.
Until we do something in our community about policing, better protection.
It's not, see, listen. To have these people with all of these titles, she had every single title on the back of her name: doctor, super security, master's degree, clinical psychologist, therapist, and she can't get a pulse on the fact that A, is single baby mamas raising monsters, B, is parenting, and C, it has nothing to do. Listen, my daughter has never had to have an interaction with the police in her entire life. Has nothing to do with policing. It has everything to do with the culture and the norms that we've now embraced in the parenting within the households. Listen to all of these names on her title.
22.
We have to do something about it.
Clinical psychologist and Webster University professor Dr.
Clinical psychologist, Webster University professor Dr.
Jamaica Woody Cooper is not surprised by the trend.
Until we do something in our community about policing, better protection, parenting, and access to guns, we're going to see this continue.
And people are trying to band together and, make the neighborhood and the city better.
Brightonfield tells me the young offenders caused $3,000 in damage to her daughter's car. Those 3 boys were turned over to juvenile court, and tonight police tell us they are still investigating this.
And they will be released tomorrow. And that's the reality. They will be released tomorrow. So, what's ma'am's name? Tashara Jones. Tashara, you know, I need to know what's going on, baby girl. Tashara.
Good afternoon, Mayor's office.
Hi, my name is Anton Daniels, and I was looking to possibly do an interview with and try to get some insight on the state of the city for St. Louis, and I was wondering if the mayor would ever be available for me to either travel to or do a live stream with her.
Let me get you transferred to someone on our communications team, okay?
Sounds great.
Sure, one moment.
You have reached the voicemail box of Nick Dunn, Press Secretary for Mayor Tashara Jones. If you are a constituent calling with concerns, please contact the front desk at 314-622-3201. If this is a media inquiry, please leave me a message, or you can also email me at dunnen@stlewis-mo.gov. Thank you for calling and have a great day.
Hi, Nick. My name is Anton Daniels. I am a vlogger / YouTuber, and I'm trying to get some insight into the state of the city of St. Louis. I'm doing a kind of a series where, you know, I go through and I kind of review different cities and try to understand what the economics, along with what the different problems that's happening within these different cities, so on and so forth. And you know, I'm from Detroit myself, and then I explore different cities. My history has been urban exploration, and so, you know, I'm always just curious to kind of get some insight and some information based off of speaking straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So, if I can in any way, shape, or form be able to speak with the mayor or sit down for an interview, I would more than welcome a call back at 313. Or if you can get back to me as soon as possible, I would absolutely appreciate it. Again, this is kind of spirit of moment, so I just kind of thought of this. And if we can mine this out together if you have any availability. But I'm looking forward to your phone call, and I thank you for being able to making yourself available to me. Thank you. I'll talk to you later. Bye. So, I am not necessarily expecting a call back, but if we just so happen to get a call back, I will keep you guys informed. And who knows? Maybe we're gonna be doing interviews with mayors. Maybe we're gonna be doing interviews with mayors. I have no clue whatsoever. But we're gonna see what's happening out here in these streets. All right, so listen, I love you. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys continue to tap in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, if you have not already, made sure that you made yourself available by tapping into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as to the top of the chat. Why y'all keep wanting my phone number? Y'all don't need my phone number. Get on out of my phone number. Y'all don't need my phone number. Let me read a couple of these super chats and then I'm going to get y'all out of here. I got to prepare for a meeting today for the regular job. Aaron says an OF chick says she made $250,000 selling farts. Yeah, I had seen that video. I don't believe that. My name is Corey says I was a Comcast technician back in the day. You wouldn't believe the amount of women that would answer the door in a towel or a robe. Yes, I would. I did sales before. Jasmine 4517 says Anton, Plymouth, and Middlebelt and Woodward are interesting. I will get with you on a house remodeling construction tip. Tap in with me. Let's see what's happening out here in these streets. Aaron says Jimmy Buckets will have a 40-piece on the Pistons. We'll see. I'm going to be at the game on Saturday. So I'm going to be at Little Caesars Arena. We're going to see what's happening out here in these streets. And Aaron Whoa says, and they say time run from the smoke. He here for it, though. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for continuing to hold me down. And we're going to continue to do the work. We're going to continue to do the work. I hope y'all were entertained. Tomorrow we got a Friday Eve, which is going to be Thursday. But tonight we will be live streaming and we will be breaking down this list. So make sure you tap into the Anton Daniels channel and the Patreon. I love you. I appreciate you. I need y'all to do me one more favor before we get up out of here, though. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be successful by ourselves. I love you. What up, Brandy? What up, Azriel? What up, Jamal? What up, Blitzer? I love you. I appreciate you. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace. Make sure y'all get into the Patreon, man. Let's get it.